Hi, Ms. Christian. It's so nice to be able to meet with you today.
Thank you very much.
Um,
Call me Claudia or Claude or C.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm one of the noobs. I am somebody who took a few episodes to warm up to Ivanova's character, and it's really good to hear that she just continues to get better. Because we just watched TKO. What was the next one we watched?
The voice in
That's
the
it.
wilderness.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
We're-
we're almost done, and I am absolutely in love with Ivanova's character at this point, which everybody makes a joke of because I was adamant in the beginning that I was not going to like her. So
Yeah.
it's so amazing to have been able to get to where I'm at, and now we're interviewing you. It's the coolest thing. I guess my question is, what similarities did you notice between yourself and Ivanova's character?
Well, there were built-in similarities in the fact that I'm not Russian, but I'm German. I'm first generation, and that's the same sort of the Teutonic work ethic and all of that, and having parents that were immigrants, certainly gave me that similarity with Ivanova. I The sarcasm and the deadpan delivery is not really me. I'm more of lots of little voices and I'm more of a out there comic as opposed to a snarky comic. But the sensitivity, there was a lot of things we had in common. I lost a brother, she lost a brother. Joe picked that up, and I told him that I wore something from my brother, and then he gave me that thing of wearing one earring. There was a lot of holding in of feelings, obviously, because I'm hypersensitive as a human being. So there's always that modicum of control that you try to have when, so it's for when Ivanova breaks down, it means more to me because she has so much of a wall up. And that was really a joy to play somebody who was so reserved but felt so deeply. I mean, she truly, I don't want to really give any spoilers to you, but the subsequent relationships that you'll run into, these are people she cared deeply for, but it was so difficult for her to love them. And so I think you'll see throughout her journey is that she's highly, highly sensitive, as I am, and yet had to have this veneer of being professional and being in this situation of giving orders and things at a very, very young age. You have to remember, I was in my 20s when I went there, and I was also brand new to the set that had already been established on the pilot. So much like Ivanova, Claudia went in there, and O'Hare had already done the pilot, and Jerry Doyle had already done the pilot, Mira and Andreas and Peter. So they had a family already. And Richard Biggs and I were the ones that were the replacements for the doctor and for the lieutenant commander. So Biggsy and I had a bond, and then the rest of the characters had already been there. So there's something about being a newbie, both in real life and in the show, that certainly I had in common. But yeah, there's a lot of similarities because Joe Straczynski observed us. You have to remember that we shot Babylon 5 in a very sequestered environment. We were in an old hot tub factory in a place called Sun Valley, California. And they had converted that into a soundstage. Normally, when you do series, like I did series at Warner Brothers or Universal, and you would have lots of other shows. So when you work on Columbo or Quantum Leap, suddenly you run into other actors from other shows, and you go to the same commissary and you eat together, and you see lots of other people. We were alone. We had post-production, wardrobe, accounting, the business. Joe Straczynski was just an office away from the set. So, all the producers had offices. So we were literally this commune. So there was a definite, there was a flashlight on each and every one of us because we'd eat lunch together. There was no place to go. We were in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, we had our little rooms where we could disappear to and have some privacy, but the majority of the time we were all together, and especially when we ate. So Joe was watching us. So you wonder why Andreas Katsoulis has certain things as Jakar. It's because Joe watched him by himself, smoking his cigarettes, the pensiveness, the thoughtfulness, and they watched me goofing around, pinching Jerry Doyle's butt, kicking punching out, Bruce, constantly, we were just a playful group. And so eventually he incorporated some of our own personal characteristics into the characters.
That is so awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.